What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we're going to do a Social Security Fairness Act update. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the questions that you guys have been asking, some of the comments, as well as some of the emails you've been giving me new information when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act. And the goal here is to share some of these comments and questions so maybe it'll help some other people who are watching. And so that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, let's go ahead and read this email from Holly. And Holly says, "Hi, David. Please tell me who is getting a large amount of money from Social Security. I am 64, 65 in May, and I do get Social Security every second week of the month. So I did get my Social Security money today, but no large amount was deposited into my checking account. It is fun to hear that people are getting large amounts of money from Social Security with no heads up of when or why. Am I missing something here? Only special people get a Social Security windfall? Thanks." Okay, so Holly, and I've talked about this before, but we'll talk about it again. When it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act, that eliminated weapon GPO. And so weapon GPO impacts people who receive pensions. Not everyone that receives a pension, but some people who received a pension, they were paying into the pension, but they weren't paying into Social Security. And so now they're getting the retroactive payments. That's what's going out. And then in April, they're going to start seeing the monthly increase. And I want to make sure I mention this because I'm not mentioning this often enough. When it comes to the elimination of weapon GPO was in place to reduce the amount of Social Security benefits that you would qualify for if you received a pension. And so now all they're doing is eliminating weapon GPO, so there's no longer that reduction in your Social Security benefits. Some people, their benefits were zeroed out, especially people who were collecting survivor benefits or collecting spousal benefits. They were zeroed out, a lot of those people, because their pension was they were receiving enough in their pension, and so Social Security, they couldn't qualify for Social Security benefits. And so now all they're doing is correcting this. And so this is an increase for some people, but for years and years, some of these people their benefits were being reduced. And so they would contribute that 6.2%. Their employer would match that 6.2% in the case of WEP. And they weren't getting their full benefits as a result of that. And then when it comes to spousal benefits and survivor benefits, they didn't qualify for that under GPO. And so this is just correcting a wrong. And some people might not see it as a wrong, but that's the way I see it. I see it as a wrong. Why are they reducing those benefits? They should just go ahead and pay them out like they're paying everyone else out. And some people don't see it that way. They see it as, well, they're receiving a pension, so they shouldn't receive their full Social Security benefits. And so that's up to you to argue for it or against it, but as of right now, the elimination of weapon GPO is already in place, and so these people are seeing the increase. So it's not everyone receiving Social Security benefits. I've done videos on this. I've talked about the details, so if you do have questions about that, I'll have a link at the end of this video. You can check out some of those videos that I posted previously. But we're not in a situation where checks are just going out to people that are receiving Social Security benefits. It's only a specific few. It's about 3.2 million people that are qualifying under the elimination of weapon GPO. Okay, next email is from Angelo. Angelo says, "Have you received your retro and increase amount information? I'm paid on the second Wednesday and received my regular payment today, and my Social Security shows April payment amount as being the same as March. No mention of retro or increase amount." Angelo. And so the first question you have to ask yourself, do you qualify? So do you qualify? As a result of elimination of weapon GPO, are you going to see that retroactive payment, and are you going to see the increased monthly benefits? And so if you do qualify, then I would wait until April to see if you're going to receive an increase in April, a monthly increase in April. But if you don't receive that increase in April, then that's when I would reach out to the Social Security Administration and say, look, I qualify under the elimination of weapon GPO, and I didn't receive my monthly increase. That is what the Social Security Administration is asking you to do. They say wait until your payment in April. If you don't see a change in your payment in April, that's when you can reach out to them. Okay, next email is coming from Gary. Gary says, "My wife, who was offset with the GPO for 20 years and never received any Social Security benefits on my Social Security, has received 2 Social Security one-time payments. In this regard, on March 3rd, 2025, her bank account got a one-time payment of $12,500 $541.40. Today, her bank account was credited with another one-time payment of $1,588. Have you heard of this happening to any other people? Okay, that's a good question, and I have not. I haven't heard of them sending out 2 checks. And so what I'm telling everyone that if you have questions about the amount that you've received, I would contact the Social Security Administration just to make sure. Now, they are sending out letters, and those letters should show you why they're sending these amounts. And if that satisfies you, then that's good. But if you're still curious about it, I would reach out to the Social Security Administration. I have not heard of them sending out 2 different checks. It doesn't seem like that would be something that's right, unless they messed up on your retroactive check, which I don't know. I don't know how that would happen. But if they sent you 2 checks, I would want to know why they're sending 2 checks. Right now, they haven't indicated that they're sending the monthly payments out. They said in April that's when they're going to send them out for March. And so if that's the case, then this $1,500 that you received, that is not coming from the monthly increase. And so, yes, I would definitely reach out to the Social Security Administration just to make sure. And the reason why you want to do that is because ultimately it's your responsibility. If the Social Security Administration, for whatever reason, gets it wrong, it's your responsibility to catch it, because they will hold you accountable if they mess up. So if they send out $12,000 and they send out this other $1,588, guess what? Let's say the $1,588 was by mistake. The Social Security Administration can come after you for that $1,588. So yes, make sure. And right now, they're changing, as of March 27th, they are changing the way that they claw back. They used to claw back only at 10%. And so let's say, for example, you receive $2,000 a month in Social Security benefits. They were only clawing back 10% of that, which would be $200 per month. However, now they can claw back at 100%. So if you owe $1,588, I'm just giving an example. Let's say they sent out that check by mistake. They find out later you owe $1,588. They're going to take that $1,588. So if you're receiving $2,000, they're going to take $1,588 in your next payment. And so that would leave you with, what, less than $500 to last you for the month. And so just, I'm telling you, be very cautious when you start receiving these large checks. And so if you see the letter and the letter makes sense to you, then hopefully you'll be okay. But if you have questions, contact the Social Security Administration. That's what they're there for, to answer questions like that. And you want to be able to catch it, because the Social Security Administration doesn't always catch things. They don't catch it right away. Sometimes it's time, time goes by, 2 years, 3 years down the road, and now they're coming back after you, and you've already spent that money, and now you're trying to figure out how you're going to manage and pay your bills for the next few months while they're clawing back money from you. Okay, so hopefully I answered some of your questions. If you guys have any further questions, you can email me, david@thetecshow.com. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.